Today we'll start with verbs. Action words are called as verbs. For example, walk, run, write, sit down, stand up, fight, laugh, read, play, listen, cry, think, etc. There are mainly two types of verbs, transitive verbs and intransitive verbs. A transitive verb is the one that only makes sense if it exerts its action on an object. For example, she is cooking food. In this sentence, cooking becomes the transitive verb because the action of cooking acts on the food and food becomes the object. Intransitive verbs. An intransitive verb will make sense without any object. For example, the baby is drinking. In this sentence, drinking becomes the intransitive verb as the object is absent. Transitive verb. Transitive verbs are action verbs that have an object to receive that action. I bake some cookies. I ride the bicycle. I move the chair. In these sentences, bake, ride, and move are transitive verbs as the action of baking acts on cookies, the action of riding acts on the bicycle, and the action of moving acts on the chair. Thus, cookies, bicycle, and chair become the objects. Intransitive verb. Intransitive verbs are action verbs but unlike the transitive verbs, they do not have an object receiving the action. I laugh, I cry, the book falls. In these sentences, laugh, cry and falls are the intransitive verbs as the object is absent in these sentences. Here are a few more examples of transitive verbs and intransitive verbs. For example, speak. I would like to speak with you. In this sentence, speak becomes the intransitive verb as the action of speaking acts on you and you becomes the object. Let's speak. In this sentence, speak becomes the intransitive verb. For example, because the object is absent. One more example can be read. We are reading your new book. In this sentence, reading becomes the transitive verb and book becomes the object. We are reading. In this sentence, reading becomes the intransitive verb and as the object is absent. Ed cancelled the reservation. In this sentence, cancelled becomes the transitive verb and reservation becomes the object. Ed cancelled. In this sentence, cancelled becomes the intransitive verb as the object is absent. I agree with you. In this sentence, agree becomes the transitive verb and with and you becomes the object. I agree. In this sentence, agree becomes the intransitive verb because of the absence of the object. We count on her assistance. In this sentence, count becomes the transitive verb and assistance becomes the object as the action of counting acts on assistance. That counts. In this sentence, counts becomes the intransitive verb because of the absence of the object.